Welcome to the hyper-regulated chocolate-scented capital of Europe. Brussels projects images of a grand historical fairy tale kingdom, a cosmopolitan metropolis functioning as the official headquarters of the European Union, where grand guild halls, legendary comic strip murals, and world-class culinary mastery create an elite institutional refuge. But behind this hyper-polished, bureaucratic exterior lies a highly chaotic, unforgiving economic grid. Brussels is structurally engineered to quietly drain your travel funds through aggressive tourist taxes, unregulated transit networks, and highly localized commercial traps before you can even process the rich scent of Belgian waffles. If you want to conquer Europe's most deceptive capital without destroying your net worth, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications. Do not let the grand illusion of European diplomacy blind your financial radar. Let us deconstruct the Belgian pricing matrix. To truly decode this complex split personality landscape, we must analyze its deep historic and linguistic foundation. Brussels is a city divided by language, culture, and architecture, officially bilingual in French and Dutch, centering heavily around the monumental Grand Place. The city evolved from a medieval trading outpost into a sterile administrative fortress dominated by high-end luxury galleries and wealthy corporate corridors. This pristine historical minimalism is a highly effective psychological camouflage. It masks an incredibly rigid pricing ecosystem that leaves absolutely zero room for spontaneous, budget-friendly exploration. The strategic optimization of your Brussels expedition depends entirely on selecting the correct environmental window. To bypass both extreme accommodation price spikes and brutal weather conditions, your absolute premier timeline to visit is during the shoulder seasons of spring, specifically April to May, or autumn, from September to October. During these months, the massive waves of European Union bureaucrats and peak summer tour groups clear out, causing central hotel prices to drop significantly. The weather remains beautifully mild and walkable, whereas visiting during the dead of winter leaves you vulnerable to bone-chilling North Sea rains. The clinical extraction of your travel capital triggers the exact millisecond you step off the aircraft, depending heavily on your arrival terminal. If you fly into the secondary airport, Brussels South Charleroi, the private bus shuttle monopoly charges an astronomical premium for a mandatory one-hour ride into downtown. Alternatively, if you arrive at the main Brussels airport Zaventem, you face a hidden Diabolo fee, an aggressive state infrastructure tax added automatically to every single airport train ticket. To bypass this fiscal trap, smart travelers take the local municipal bus lines number 12 or 21. These buses bring you straight into the city center for a fraction of the train price, completely avoiding the hidden airport rail tax. If you try to navigate the urban core using the local taxi networks, you enter a highly unregulated and predatory zone. Street taxis operate on complex tier systems that can instantly double the fare if you cross the invisible municipal borders separating the 19 different communes of the city. Furthermore, during late-night hours, rogue drivers frequently neglect to activate their digital meters, presenting unsuspecting tourists with massive bills. Utilize the highly integrated STIB metro and tram network instead. purchasing multi-trip tickets or using contactless bank cards directly at the turnstiles to keep your transport costs strictly minimized. This aggressive corporate footprint channels you directly into the local lodging bottleneck. The accommodation market in Brussels is notoriously volatile, dictated entirely by the calendar of the European Parliament. When the Parliament is in active session, central hotel rooms routinely cross $300 per night. Even the hostel market is heavily inflated, charging rates for a single bunk bed that would secure a private boutique room in Southern Europe. To shield your travel capital from this institutional hospitality tax, execute a geographic retreat. Look entirely outside the tourist-heavy central core of Grand Place and shift your search toward the residential borders of Ixelles or the vibrant student district of Saint-Gilles, perfectly connected to the center by rapid tram lines. For the global workforce of digital nomads, Brussels presents a highly corporate, isolated ecosystem. Independent cafes in the central Sablon and Bailly districts hold a fierce resistance against remote workers. They intentionally limit public Wi-Fi access, block power outlets, and enforce strict no-laptop policies on weekends to prevent freelancers from occupying tables for hours while consuming a single $5 espresso. If you must run your remote digital business from Brussels, your only free premium sanctuary is the Muntpunt Public Library located right in the city center. This massive, multi-story modern facility offers cutting-edge silent workstations and blazing fast gigabit internet completely free of charge. The cultural and museum landscape of Brussels is world-class, but it functions as a highly expensive vertical spending trap. Famous institutions like the Royal Museums of Fine Arts, the futuristic Atomium, and the Musical Instruments Museum charge some of the highest entry fees in Western Europe. To bypass this cultural drain, you must utilize the Brussels card, but only after calculating your exact daily logistics. The card only yields a financial return if you pack 3 major paid entries into a tight 24-hour window. Otherwise, skip the ticket lines and explore the magnificent Museum of the European Parliament, Parlamentarium, which offers a high-tech interactive exhibition completely free of charge. Once you return to the historical core, you must navigate your way to the iconic Grand Place, the breathtaking central square surrounded by opulent Baroque guild halls covered in real gold leaf. Avoid sitting at the outdoor terraces of the surrounding restaurants, which are notorious financial traps, charging double the standard price for low-quality, pre-cooked tourist meals. Instead, explore the square entirely on foot, taking in the magnificent architecture for free, and then escape the central plaza to find authentic local establishments. From the Grand Place, walk a few blocks to locate the world-famous Manneken Pis, the tiny bronze statue of a urinating boy that serves as the quirky symbol of Brussels. The surrounding cobblestone alleys are a high-density zone for predatory waffle shops displaying massive signs flashing "waffles for €2." This is a highly sophisticated psychological trap. While the plain, dry waffle body does cost €2, the vendors charge exorbitant, undisclosed add-on fees for every single topping like strawberries, whipped cream, or industrial chocolate sauce, instantly driving the price of a single street snack over $10. For a modern architectural and cinematic journey, explore the city's legendary comic strip route. Brussels is the historic birthplace of iconic comic characters like Tintin and the Smurfs. The local government has commissioned world-class artists to paint over 60 massive, brilliant comic murals directly onto the sides of historic buildings throughout the city. Exploring this open-air urban gallery costs absolutely nothing, offering a deep journey into 20th century pop art entirely at your own pace. When evaluating personal safety, Brussels requires a sharp, highly elevated level of urban vigilance compared to pristine Scandinavian capitals. While violent crime against tourists is rare, the city experiences exceptionally high rates of property crime and sophisticated theft. The high-density transit hubs, specifically Bruxelles Midi, South Station, Bruxelles Nord, and the crowded metro platforms of Gare Centrale, are primary hunting grounds for highly organized international pickpocket syndicates. Never leave your bags unattended, ignore aggressive street scams or random distractions, and keep your tech completely secured to guarantee your personal safety. Dismantling Brussels' brutal culinary prices requires a total boycott of traditional sit-down dinner restaurants, particularly along the infamous crowded alleyway known as Rue des Bouchers. The hostesses outside these restaurants use aggressive sales tactics to lure you inside with free drink promises, only to hit you with massive hidden service charges and overpriced seafood. To find affordable, authentic local fuel, you must master the traditional Belgian Fritkots or friterie, dedicated street pavilions found in public squares like Place Jourdan. Order a classic cone of authentic Belgian fries, which are double fried in traditional beef tallow to achieve a flawless, crispy exterior. Topped with authentic Andalous or samurai sauce, this massive filling local staple costs less than $5. To unlock the sweet culinary secrets of Brussels without paying the luxury tourist markup, you must bypass the global corporate chocolate boutiques found in the historic Galeries Royales Saint-Hubert. Avoid buying commercial gift boxes in these high-rent zones. Instead, head straight to a local Colruyt or Delhaize discount grocery store. Go to their local confectionery aisle and purchase premium, authentic Belgian chocolate bars from heritage brands like Côte d'Or or Leonidas. You can secure the exact same high-quality, rich Belgian cocoa flavor for a fraction of the boutique price. What the glossy lifestyle luxury travel vloggers deliberately hide from you is that Brussels operations can be highly fragmented and bureaucratic. Unlike entirely digitalized cashless ecosystems, many historic street markets, independent coin-operated public restrooms, and traditional friteries in Brussels still strictly demand physical euro coins or cash banknotes. If you arrive here relying entirely on digital credit cards, you will face sudden, highly frustrating operational barriers. You must possess both a zero-fee digital card and a small reserve of physical euro cash to successfully navigate this society. Brussels is undeniably an institutional masterpiece, a triumph of geopolitical architecture and a pinnacle of Western European history. The absolute grandiosity of the grand place, the cultural diversity, and the historic comic artistry are completely real. But it is a destination that will ruthlessly erase your financial future if you follow the standard tourist track. By choosing the strategic shoulder seasons, bypassing the predatory airport trains, utilizing the magnificent free workspaces at Muntpunt, and eating authentic double-fried potatoes from local neighborhood Fritkots, you can shatter the Belgian price matrix, experiencing the absolute best of the capital of Europe entirely on your own terms. Hit that subscribe button right now. Would you challenge Brussels' high-expense bureaucratic matrix, or do you prefer an affordable escape? Comment your smart strategies below. Safe travels.